Yeah, I'm late, but the show must go on. Marcus Speaks. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks, the late show. Had some boomer tech moments. OBS updated, messed up everything. I'm here now. So let's get into stuff that I normally would get into. I'm gonna make it quick so we can get into today's show. So please, everybody, welcome. Please like this video, share this video, comment in the live chat in as well. Subscribe if you are new here. Hit that bell icon also and get all of my notifications once I go live. Don't be shy. Write something in the live chat because I will be speaking to you guys back, and I will be pulling your comments up on the screen just like as you see right now. Every Friday I do this here podcast at 8 o'clock. Hold on. Where's some laughter that I got up in here? I usually do this at 8 o'clock, but Boomer Tech and a whole bunch of stuff going on. Anyway, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays is usually when I do this here show. So you can catch this show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time normally. Alright? But I had some issues. Saturdays are still on hiatus, but my streams on Saturdays are usually 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But there's no games to play right now. Like, there's literally nothing to play. Like, all the YouTubers that you're seeing right now that's playing all these cool games, these games aren't cool. Like, they're just doing that so they can earn money. I do this here free, so, I'm doing this off of my own dime. Anyway, once you have subscribed to the Marcus Speaks channel, I want you to go to the description box, find the Rumble link. If you don't have Rumble, download Rumble now, and then hit the link in the description box and follow me over on Rumble if you could. I would like to start simulcasting to both, not just here on YouTube, but on Rumble as well. If you would like to come up here and come and talk to me, don't use the number that is pinned in the live chat or the number that you see right here at the bottom. Use the link because I'm still working out that phone issue. Because last time I used the phone, my audio was lowered, but the person I was speaking with, their audio was fine. So I have no idea why that happened. So I'm still talking to some people that take calls on YouTube, and they couldn't diagnose it for me. So I basically have to figure this shit out on my own. It's usually what happens because once I go into YouTube and start searching stuff, they never have an answer for me until I find the answer myself. So it's going to take a while until I figure that out. But in the meantime, we still have the link. You can come up here, use headphones if you could. But it comes with rules. So rule number 1, you must be on camera at all times. When you come here, once you come here to the backstage, and when you come up here to the audience if you would like to be seen. But rule number 2 basically states that if you do not want to be seen, this means by the audience, you still have to follow rule number 1 for me so I can know who I'm speaking with. Yeah, you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. You can come up here with a picture, and I'll talk to the picture or whatever, and that's that, all right? And rule number 3, mute all background noise. Like I said, use wired headphones for a better audio experience, not only for myself, but for the viewing audience as well. Mute all background noise. Go to a nice secluded spot in your home that will be able for me to hear you and where there is no feedback or background noise. And if you have me on any of the oh my gosh, I can see why Boomer Tech happened. If you have me on any device such as your phone that you'll be using, iPad, tablet, computer, television, turn me down or turn me off so I don't get that feedback from that. It just ruins the show. All right. And lastly, please like this video. Subscribe if you are new here, hit that bell icon also and get all of my notifications once I go live or when I post a video. Comment in the live chat and please share this to your social medias, friends and family, and whomever else. The scrolling ticker that you see down in the at the bottom of the screen, please look over that. That is for you. So it's where you can find me as far as like social media and stuff like that. and other stuff like that. So go ahead and check that out. That is for you. People, if you haven't seen my show before, well, you will know that my show consists of three parts. My own opinion, an article or articles, and videos. That's how I like to do my podcast. So, with that being said, all articles and all videos have been are accredited in the description box below. I do not own any of the material I will be using tonight, other than my own opinion. With that being said, all articles have been altered from its original form to help with plagiarism, and as well, all videos that I will be using tonight I do not own. All right, I will be following fair use. It's not only a YouTube policy, but it is also the law. So although I don't need permission to play any of these videos that I will be playing tonight from anybody that I will be using them from, I still have to follow community guidelines as well as the fair use law. So with that being said, if you guys don't know what fair use is, let me see if it works here first before I play it the other way. If it doesn't work this way, I'll play it the other way. So this is what fair use is. Hello everyone, I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, y'all, that's fair use. So with that being said, I like to get into a little thing called small banter. Now, did I cover everything before we get into tonight's show? Let's see, the promotions, the fair use, okay, we are at the beginning part of the show. Let's turn this theme music off. Let's turn some real music on. So tonight, I have not one but two topics tonight for not just my short banter, but also my real quick moment portion at the end of the show. So I'm going to make these real quick. I'm going to try to make these at least 2.5 minutes each in the beginning and at the end. So, I came across this video. So short banter is basically me doing a warm-up topic before we get into tonight's regular show. So, I found this video over on Twitter earlier this week, and I thought it was the most stupidest thing I've ever heard from a young lady, and it coming out of her mouth. Instead of me trying to set this up, I'll let you guys decide for yourself what you think about this.
I want to give you girls a little bit more tips on how I manipulate men. And I told you girls, when you first meet a guy, listen to everything they're saying, because you can use their strength and their weaknesses against them. So for example, if they're a businessman and they're constantly bragging about how good they are, their businesses are going, you can say, babe, I know that you're struggling a little bit and I'm not too sure if you can help me out, but A, B, and C, D, this is what I need. They are going to be triggered. They're going to be like, wait, what do you mean, babe? I can help you out. I'm not struggling financially. Like, what are you talking about? You are triggering emotion out of them to get something you want. Do you see where I'm coming? And you girls are like so scared. Y'all just have to be bold for this and make it sound very innocent. You do not want to offend him. We can do this with their baby voices. If he's a doctor, you can use his strengths against him. Like, he's super smart. You can say, babe, I know you're just a doctor, but do you know anything about this? He's gonna be like, yeah, just because I'm a doctor doesn't mean I don't know. He will give you full on details on everything. He'll probably even do research to tell you about this topic. Like, use these guys' strength to your advantage to get what you want out of them. For example, if he used to say he used to have a really abusive dad, you can call him later on in the relationship This is all fake. You can make up a fake ass story and be like, baby, I just got off the phone with my dad and he was yelling at me and he told me like he's not paying my car insurance anymore and I just don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to. Do you have any advice? Now that he has that kind of connections with you and the dad relationship with his, he is going to step up and he's going to be like, well, babe, how much is it? How much is it? Like, are you okay? Yada yada. It's all a big ass mind game that use their strengths against them, their weaknesses against them. And even when I was telling you girls, like in the beginning, just listen to everything they're saying so you have an idea on who you're really talking to, how the way you can talk to them. Because it's just like very like reverse psychology. Think about it. You tell somebody they're not going to do something, they're going to do something to prove to you that they can, especially if they can do it. You know what I mean? And like, remember I told you girls, oh, boost the fuck out of their ego. The reason why I tell you girls to do that is because I want you girls to break their ego before you ask for something. So let's say before you ask for a phone or something to get paid, you can be like, babe, back then, did they have phones? So you can remind him that you're the prize and he's older than you. He's gonna be like, oh, yeah, this is that, and then you can ask him for something because now he's reminded, oh, she's the pretty girl here. I'm the one that she's the prize. Got to put these guys in check sometimes.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I allowed you guys to sit through that. My favorite uh saying is this: "A fool in his money shall soon part." Now, the title of this video was "How to Manipulate Men for Money." A fool in his money will part. It's just what it is. But let me kick this up a notch real fast. I hope she knows men like to lie. Like, does she not understand this? Like, men like to lie sometimes, especially to dumbass females like her. I will walk circles around this fool. Like, this shit is hilarious. Like, I would talk to her just so I know that I still got it. Like, it would just be a game to me. Like, baby, this and that, this and that. You know how good I can act? Do you know how good I can act? So some people might call it a feminine trait that I can do this simply because, you know, growing up, I grew up with my single mother and my two sisters. So watching them act all the goddamn time to the guys that they would act in front of as if they liked them, wanted to be around them, shit like that. I picked up on that shit. And the shit just doesn't work for females. It works for men too. So I would embarrass this fool. Case in point, she said that she's the prize, right? Me personally, this is what I go for when it comes to a woman. Number one, she has to be smart. That's number one. Number two, she has to have good conversation because, like I said, I grew up with women. Women like to talk. I took that in as well. So I like to have intellectual conversations when it comes to anything. It could be about paper towels. As long as you got a good mouthpiece on you, let's talk. Now, okay, so she basically was saying, play into his ego, right? This only works for men who don't have their egos in check. Me, excuse me, me personally, I have my ego in check. So, for her to try to play into my ego, I will notice it from miles away. So, this allows me to start acting. So I'll be like, oh, she's trying to fuck with me. Okay, I got this. And I'm a Libra at that, so my scales have to be balanced at all times. Once one part of my scale gets tipped, it's over for you, shorty. Like I have a short tolerance for bullshit. Like no bullshit. I have a short tolerance for it. And me getting older doesn't make it any better. Like that tolerance gets shorter and shorter. I'm at my wit's end at this point. I'm gonna be 36 this year. I'm set in my ways. Any bullshit that happens around me is going to be nipped in the bud. So, since she thinks that being manipulative is a good idea, shorty, this only works for the men that simp for you. Any other dude out there that you might run into that you feel as though will, how can I put this? Any dude that basically kneels at your feet, those are the simpletons or the simps as people like to call them. The simps that you fuck would do. Me personally, before I even looked at the video, I already knew it was some bullshit because I look at everything. I look at things. You know what I'm saying? Like I look into things. I just don't look at things. So I saw how to be manipulative to men for money. Okay. Thoughts? And then she says, chick explains how she uses men's strengths and weaknesses for her own gain. Now, if you don't know either of your strengths or weaknesses, then you have a problem, fellas. Now, one of my weaknesses is that I like to be around pretty women like herself. Now, one of my strengths is with that is I don't tolerate bullshit. So you can be pretty all you want, but once that bullshit comes my way, I'm gonna sniff it out way before you even try and do it. So, you know, as I've gotten older, the more and more my instincts come intact. So it's like I see things way before they happen. Now, as I said, I'm 35. She looks all of maybe mid 20s to early late 20s. I've been in my 20s already. I've dealt with women while I was in my 20s that were in their 20s. Also dealt with women that were in their 30s and 40s while I was in my 20s. So, there's nothing a woman in that age range between 18 to 45 can get over on. Now, from 46 on, hey, that's a whole new class. But, like I said, she looks like she's mid to late 20s. Shorty, I got you in the bag already. So, anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Now, if you guys didn't see any of this I'm about to get taken off YouTube. Okay, this right here.
Kill the baby.
So Walter Weeks, I'm gonna have to clip that out right there. So Walter Weeks from Fresh and Fit, he's had a field day all week because why don't you guys hear for yourself?
All right. I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and it's over.
No. I'm pregnant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good.
I am pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill.
You're not killing. Okay.
I want to keep the baby.
Okay. Well, Like I said, I just don't want any kids. You know?
Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me?
Nothing. Well, why did I do anything to you?
Nothing?
Why did I do anything to you?
No, I know. So like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying I don't want a baby? That's all?
I mean, let's go to the doctor, I guess.
To the doctor. So you want abortion?
I mean, yeah. Why do you want a kid now?
And why do you make me pregnant now?
Because I'm like, there's no way that's true. But then I said, oh wow, like.
So just think about it. It's meant to be. God wants you to have the baby.
Definitely not.
It is. God wants you to have a baby. 7 years never happened, and then you're you're fucking me for a month, and I'm pregnant. What does that mean?
Well,
now I just think about it, if you force me to kill the baby, then you're a sin.
Well, we already sinned by having sex, but it's too late now, you know. But honestly.
All right. Fellas, do you see when you lead with your money, what happens? You get recorded. Now, it doesn't matter what you want once you get a woman pregnant, fellas. It doesn't matter from there. What you want ain't got a damn thing to do with it. Now, if you have an understanding between each other, like, hey, just in case some shit happens, let me know, right? Doesn't sound like they had an understanding. Just sound like he found her, got with her. Shorty popped up pregnant after however many times they've been together. So with that being said, let's get to some video. Some text messages that she left. All right, so so she says, let me. Okay, so this is a conversation between Walter and Ming. I don't know Shorty's name, so her name's Ming at this point, or Shu, but what? Ming Shu or Shu Ming, whatever her name is. Oh, her name's Daisy. Daisy Chen. So okay, Daisy. So Daisy says, you always told me you wanted me to be your baby's mother. Well, she spelled it wrong. I love you, and I did everything to be a good girlfriend. Now this is happening. You walked away. I think I want to keep the baby. I think I want to keep the baby. Where am I? I think I want to keep the baby. I don't want to kill alive. All right. Damn, she speaks. She types the way she speaks. That's crazy. Okay. I'll call you shortly. She says, take your time. Then I guess he calls her, and she didn't pick up, and then or they have a conversation. That's probably where the recording came from. And then he says, I can't have kids. She tells him, take responsibility for your actions. Which, she's right. Like, take responsibility for your actions. All right, next text message. So, He says, "What's this? Read it. Blood test, pregnancy blood test. I know, but what does it mean? I don't understand the numbers." Nigga, the numbers don't mean shit. Okay? Numbers don't mean a goddamn thing. You just need to know that she's pregnant. That's all you need to know. Now, she could be lying, but as far as what she says, she's 3 to 4 weeks, doctor says. He says, okay. Now, let's understand these numbers real fast. So, she didn't take a picture of the whole thing. But basically right here it says 3 to 4 weeks that she is in gestation, so she's pregnant. Or whatever. Then I guess this is the rest of the time there or whatever. I don't know if these are variables or what have you, but I don't know. But she's 3 to 4 weeks pregnant. He says, okay. Next text message. It's our baby and you want to kill our baby. You are not being a good human. He says, I'm not about that right now. It's not good and a lot is happening, especially now business may be over. I don't want kids right now, and we spoke about it and you agreed. I never agreed. I agreed based on your actions, and you not educated. If you keep come inside of me, I will get pregnant. I don't get pregnant without your behalf, which is true. You gotta be fucking on something to be able to get somebody pregnant. If you bust a nut, then you know just start counting on your next 18 years. That's all I gotta say, or 23. Your next 23 years. You know, because if they go to college, you still gotta pay child support. Words mean nothing. Man up, which is true. I'm not saying I want to be with you. Don't, cause you are not nothing to me. But the baby is innocent, which is true. Baby is innocent. He says you should have a kid with someone you are with love in the same household. It won't be what you expect. Man up. Question mark. I'm telling you now, so you know. I don't expect anything anymore since we are not together. I got pregnant with you when I was in your house and when I was in love. You wanted to have the baby. If you didn't, you did come in me with your own pleasure. All right, let's stop there. Excuse me. Let's stop there, fellas. Let me bring myself back on the screen real fast. Fellas, listen to me. Listen to me close. I know that pussy be good. I know it be good. But if you don't want to take care of what happens after the fact, use a condom. Or better yet, use abstinence. But if you in that pussy bareback and you feeling all of the pleasure of those sweet walls, nigga, you will bust a nut. And it will be probably the best nut you've ever busted in your life. Trust me, I know. I don't have any kids though, so you know what I'm saying. Nah, never mind.
Bruh.
All right, back to it. You're saying we are not together. Oh no, I'm sorry. Where was I? Be logic and be a man. I don't get pleasure. Be logic and be a man. I don't get pregnant by myself. It's not fair for the baby. What are you saying we are not together and won't be? Why would that be good for a kid? Both these niggas text like foreigners. So why do you keep come inside of me? Also, things happen and yes, feelings change, but bringing a kid into this world without both parents' love is cruel. We both thought you wouldn't get pregnant. Nigga, in what world? Like, where is it that you come in somebody and a baby isn't expected? I'm just asking for a friend. Because obviously this nigga don't know how babies get made. Anyway, moving on. We both thought you wouldn't get pregnant. Okay, let's get to the next thing. It was a joke. All I'm saying is you should take the responsibility for what you did. I am a victim in this relationship, and I'm carrying your baby or babe. You act like you don't care and you don't want nothing. Also, now I'm worried I have to test other girls, at least 4. She says, another girl? 4 girls? You are saying you have sex with 4 girls without protection? I hope you have all the money for your children support. Ah! Man, that girl about to take you to the cleaners, homie. Hold on, is she know how much you make? Oh my gosh, ridiculous. You finally admit you are fucking trash. I don't have money. Good luck. LOL, you will see. Walter, look at me. It doesn't matter if you have money or not. If she takes you for child support, oh, there will be a discovery of how much you make on y'all's little podcast. Make a substantial amount of money over there. Make about a couple thousand. You know, it's probably in the high teens somewhere of thousands. And you be flashing your wealth. You be lying about it too, but you be flashing your wealth. Man, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, there's some more. I don't know if I should share it, but there's some more here. So basically, she has a story that's out there. She's been on a few podcasts, and she's basically saying that they met in Miami back in November, and they spent New Year's together, and that's the time when he asked me to be his girl to commit to him. And he posted a video of us on social media. He said to me, "I love you. I don't want you to be with other men." Damn, like I said, she texts the same way she talks. So a few days later, he asked me to meet his mom. Everything went well. I showed him and his mom my respect. He defended me on his podcast for the rumors. That's the moment I truly fallen in love with him. But this is where the game begins. I left Miami in January, traveled back to China for Chinese New Year. The night before we had a serious conversation, he said he sees me like someone to spend the whole life with, and I told him I was going to move to Miami for him. From then, we started a long-distance relationship for 2 months until I traveled to Barbados. I met his entire family. He, I don't know if this is a continuation, he made everything so real that he is serious with me. Therefore, I'm not on both control I guess, birth control, and we had sexual behavior without protection. I was ready to have a baby with him and build a family. He asked me many times, "What if you get pregnant?" My answer towards to him was always yes. I want to keep the baby. I don't mind having a baby with you. And then I guess this is text messages. He's with some Chinese dudes. Basically said, "Oh God, our kid's gonna look like them. They are cute. LOL. I knew you were typing me this Blasian, right?" In March 12th, we traveled back to Miami together. At first, everything was fine. I stayed in his apartment. We had mutual understanding. He is not a monogamous person, that me and him both need our own space. So I suggested him to help me rent an apartment. He said, "I want you to have the things you want as you understand them." 10 days later, a morning after we had lunch with his sister, he broke his promise that how he told me he loves me and wants to see it in a long term. He wants to plan a future with me. Instead of renting an apartment, better buy a new house, which I think he is completely lying and making excuses about it. He used me, hurt me. He was a cheater, a huge gamer. I only found out this later and started to take his haters' word. Well, I guess you have to, because the shit that's out about both of them. When people told me negative things about him in the beginning, I always stood by his side and supported him and believed in him. I choose to believe in my partner instead of audience. The truth is, he pretended to be a high value man to date girls, then ditched them. The reason why I'm exposing this is because as a woman, I want to stand out for other women. I don't want any other girls ending up like me. Shorty, in America's a lot of women just like me. Just saying. Then she says, I guess that is, I don't know what. I'm in a strange country all alone. If I don't expose this, he will continue doing that to other naive girls. There will be more women get hurt. After a few days, he asked me to move out. He stopped coming home. He disappeared for 3 nights without explanation. I called him. He never answered. When I did nothing wrong, when I was so genuine, I left my work behind in China to pursue this relationship. So I moved out, booked the first flight to New York City. On March 30th, I had a pregnancy test. It's positive. Here's what happened. And then I guess she goes through all the text messages and everything, and that is that. So here's the ending of it, and it basically states this. Hold on. Basically states this. He said on the phone there's no reason to meet and discuss further. He refuses to have an adult conversation in person. He asked me to take pills and deal with it alone. He doesn't even want to show up and be a real man to take the responsibility under his behalf. Now I'm warning all girls, stay away from this man. He is dishonest and a liar. Now I ask you, please stand by me and help. It was more on there. Hold on. Stand by me and help me to expose him in order to protect more women. And then it says here, I have suffered many days before I decided to tell everyone what happened. I need to help other girls to know his true colors. And ladies, please protect yourself. So, what have we learned here today, people? child support court, nigga. You better get your money right. What did Big Boy say in the International Players Anthem? He said, dumping the guts from the giddy up. Choose the right one or pick the kitties up. This nigga is about to go through hell these next 18 years. All right, people, that ends tonight's small banter portion. It ran over a little bit, but, some funny shit. So, people, how y'all doing tonight? I know I'm late and everything, but, show must go on. Stuff is going on that we have to talk about. So, let's get into tonight's main topic of the week. And tonight's main topic of the week's overview is I'll Be Sure alludes Diddy as the cause of his coma and more. So if you guys didn't see any of this, he was at a some sort of gala or whatever. And he had a few choice words to say about the diddler himself, where he alludes to something. So we're going to look at that real fast, wherever my cursor is. Here we go.
So I'll Be Sure implies Diddy was behind his coma while teasing explosive documentary. Hey, what's up? I'm A-Dub, and check this out. So 2 years ago, the New Jack Swing singer-songwriter suffered a period of ill health that resulted in him being placed in a coma for 2 months. While it was revealed he underwent a tracheotomy and received a new liver, it is not known what caused medical issues. Speaking at the Equal Justice Now Awards in Los Angeles alongside prominent attorney Ben Crump this past weekend, Al teased there was more to his health issues than was publicly known. The 55-year-old, who is the biological father of Quincy Brown, who was raised by Diddy, said,
"Finally, we're going to be producing the I'll Be Sure life story." So hold on to your britches, and you'll really understand how I ended up in a coma. You're really going to need to call Homeland Security.
So, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Is there anything else in this that I have to play? Let me see. I'll leave this up because I want to get into this portion right here that I have highlighted right here, because there's something about it. So I'm gonna play that in another video once I get to that part. So I get tonight's article from Vibe. So I'll Be Sure subtly implies Diddy was part of why he ended up in a coma in 2022. So if you guys weren't aware, I'll Be Sure went into a coma in 2022. It lasted like 2 months, and I believe he was writing a book about his life. And like everybody else who wrote books, that possibly have Diddy in those books, possibility that people who was writing books that had Diddy a part of them, most times they ended up what does Canon like to say? This is the saying Canon Hotep likes to say all the time that I like. He says, okay, so everybody who writes tell-all books that has something to do with Diddy in the book, they become no longer with us way before they're supposed to be no longer with us. So, Andre Harrell, Kim Porter, FD, the whole Uptown gang. All right, so last week last week, Diddy's life on top of these few months have been less than settling. I'll be sure applied on to the madness by revealing that the mogul is part of the reason why he ended up in a coma in 2022. The New Jack Swing singer spoke at the Equal Justice Now Awards in Los Angeles and promoted his forthcoming documentary. Finally, we're going to produce the I'll Be Sure life story. So hold on to your britches, and you'll understand how I ended up in a coma. He said, "You're really gonna need to call Homeland Security." Homeland Security reference signaled that he was talking about the Bad Boy founder as the organization raided in Los Angeles and Miami last week as part of a sex trafficking investigation. This is the first time Shore had discussed any reason for his health issues, which required him to undergo a tracheotomy and receive a new liver. Albie Shore has been vocal throughout Diddy's legal ordeals. Last week, he wrote a letter to his biological son, Quincy Brown, who Puff raised. Letter to my son. Come home, he wrote in an Instagram post accompanying a photo of himself and Quincy. The door, which he had a door emoji, is wide open. You're safe here, son. I love you. Pops, you're biological. And then I guess it's a fist emoji. Sure. Has also suggested that the I Need a Girl artist was responsible for the death of his ex, Kim Porter, who was Quincy's mother. Pneumonia was labeled her cause of death, but the 55-year-old artist believes there was more to the story. So, let's play that part of the video, then I'll play the next video. Here we go. Am I in control of this thing? Oh. Duh.
In a since-deleted Instagram post in 2020, he said, #AllBees around the world. I just found this footage from the morning I learned of Lady KP's, aka Kim Porter's murder, and how it ripped the soul from my physical body. I was on my way to film the pre-show packages for the BET Awards with Tisha Campbell Martin and Tashina Arnold when I received a call from PR icon Queenie Donaldson, asking if I was okay and did I hear the news. I had no clue. I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bullish. Really? This is where I get in trouble. We just celebrated our son Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in fantastic health as well, laughing, seeing me and Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. I'm going to leave it here. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure.
All right.
What's up, fam? It's your boy B Hound to check in, and hey man, I got some crazy news. You know, I'll Be Sure, R&B singer and Kim Porter's ex and father of her son Quincy believes that Kim Porter was murdered. And almost 2 years later, you know, I'll Be Sure gets on Instagram and shares a story on there that's kind of got everybody saying what's going on here. Now, here's the post right here, and here's what it says, you know. The morning of the Soul Train BET pre-production at Jesse Collinson, Albeezy. Around the world, I just found this footage from the morning I learned of Lady KP's, aka Kim Porter's murder, and how it ripped the soul from my physical body. I was on the way to film the pre-show packages for the BET Awards with Tisha Campbell Martin and Tashina Arnold when I received a call from PR icon Queenie Donaldson, asking me if I was okay and did I hear the news. I had no clue. I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bullshit. Really? This is where I get in trouble. We just celebrated our son Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix. and she was in fantastic health, as well as laughing seeing me and Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. I'm going to leave it there. My God, this is kind of crazy right here. I wonder what, after all of this time made him come out and post this. But here's the actual Instagram video that he posted. Now, back when Kim Porter did pass away, before the official cause of death had been determined, a source close to Porter claimed that she had been suffering from pneumonia for weeks before her passing. And therefore, the coroner determined that Kim Porter's cause of death was lobar pneumonia, which caused acute inflammation in her lung. And, basically with that being said, my thoughts and prayers are with the Porter family, because I know a lot of times situations like this can kind of rehash open wounds and really wear people out, man. So, I'm going to just have to sit there right there, man, and I'll keep y'all updated.
All right. So, people speculate about her passing that Diddy had something to do with it. Now, that's all alleged. I have no idea if that's true or not, but we'll have to hear from Kimora Lee for that information. Because she had a lot of choice words to say about her passing as well. So refer back to Kimora Lee putting out cryptic text message or cryptic posts on Instagram when all of that was going down. So it's unclear when Al B. Sure will put out his documentary, but the suggestions itself joins what has been a wild week for Diddy. He wasn't in his Miami or Los Angeles homes at the time of the raids. He was later spotted at a Miami airport, and his private jet was tracked to Antigua, or I don't know how to say that word. Antigua. Diddy's legal woes began in November when his ex Cassie filed a lawsuit against him for R-wording and sex trafficking. They settled out of court for an undisclosed amount of money, but it opened the floodgates for more of his alleged victims to come forward. One woman sued both Puff and Harv Pierre, the former Bad Boy president, for gang R-wording her when she was a teenager in 2003. Most recently, Lil Rod, who worked on Diddy's The Love album Off the Grid, sued the former Revolt owner for essay. He claimed that he was forced to work on music in the bathroom while Diddy showered, among other things. Which, if you read the lawsuit with that, with those claims, if you read the lawsuit, he states everything that happened to him: groping of the anus and genitals, him being in the bathroom while Diddy was showering, and amongst other weird shit, whatever. But this is all somebody who had power that abused their power. That's all that it was. But let's see, showered among other things. Cassie and Rod's lawyers shared statements expressing their approval of the raids and Diddy being held accountable for the many people he has allegedly hurt. Now, it's going to be a point in time where Diddy is going to be wherever the hell he's at, and this is going to happen. It's going to be clear streets, not a soul in sight other than the federal agents that want to take his ass in. That comes from the famous movie American Gangster with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. One of my favorite Denzel Washington movies. But wait, there's more. Cassie cooperating with the feds in probe. Others are talking as well. Now, when I saw this article pop up, I'm like, it was meant to be. Like it was meant to be. Like shit happens. So let's get into what's going on with that. But before that, I get the article that I will be reading to you guys from TMZ Hip Hop. All right. Now let's get into the video.
Welcome back to the messy sweet spot where we dive deep into the latest and most jaw-dropping celebrity dramas. Before we unravel today's explosive topic, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on the tea. And believe me, today's tea is scalding. Cassie is making headlines once again, but this time she's not just stepping into the spotlight, she's bringing the whole stage down on Diddy. After an 11-year relationship that was, to the public eye, the epitome of glamour and love, the veil has finally been lifted, and the truth, it's darker than anyone could have imagined. Now, why all remember the recent raid on Diddy's houses, right? While everyone was buzzing about the charges, a bombshell dropped that's taken the drama to a whole new level. Cassie, Diddy's ex, has been working with the feds, but it's not just any investigation, it's a secret probe into the passing of Kim Porter, Diddy's ex and mother to 3 of his children. This isn't just a twist, it's a full-blown cyclone. Cassie, once the silent figure beside Diddy, has emerged as the architect of his downfall, delving into allegations so severe they could forever change the legacy of one of music's moguls. Their relationship, once thought to be a fairy tale, has been revealed as anything but. Cassie's lawsuit last November was the tip of the iceberg, exposing a saga of abuse, manipulation, and horrors that no one saw coming. Diddy's response? A feeble attempt to label it all as blackmail before quickly settling out of court, reportedly to the tune of $100 million. But Cassie's silence post-settlement was not an end, it was the calm before the storm. With Kim Porter's tragic passing in 2018 under mysterious circumstances, whispers of foul play have circulated with fingers pointed squarely at Diddy. Jaguar writes accusations that Diddy could be behind it all added fuel to the fire, but it's Cassie's involvement with the feds that has turned the spark into an inferno. Allegations of violence, manipulation, and a culture of fear have surrounded Diddy for years, but Kim Porter's death opened a Pandora's box that many hoped would stay closed. Now, Cassie's bravery in not only standing up to Diddy, but working with authorities to potentially link him to Kim's death, it's unprecedented. This drama raises countless questions about loyalty, justice, and the price of silence in the glamorous yet often grim world of celebrity. With the feds raiding Diddy's property, seizing every piece of digital evidence they could find, one thing is clear: the walls are closing in. And through it all, the silence from Diddy's circle is deafening. The same friends who once filled his lavish parties are nowhere to be found, leaving us to wonder about the bonds formed in the high-flying world of celebrity and whether they can ever withstand the storm of truth. As we watch this saga unfold, one thing is certain: Cassie's actions could forever alter not just the narrative surrounding Diddy, but the very fabric of celebrity accountability. Is this the beginning of the end for Diddy? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure.
All right. Now, where am I? What page is this? All right, I'm here. Okay, I'm sorry. I lost my place. Oh, it's way over there. Ain't that a bitch? 1 second. All right, my bad. So yeah. You guys see me? All right, cool. So, Cassie's working with the feds at this point, which I believe she was speaking to them before. Well, okay. I heard I didn't hear anything, but I think I read an article that stated that Cassie might be working with federal agents or whatever. So there's a few names that have came out over the past weeks, and Ashton Kutcher is one of them. Prince Harry was one of them, and who else? I think Stevie J got brought up, but Stevie J's like in Diddy's back pocket at this point. But I think those are the only two names that came up was Ashton Kutcher and Prince Harry when it comes to all of this. So, okay, let's get into this article that I got from TMZ Hip Hop. So, take this down. So, Diddy's ex, Cassie, has been in touch with the authorities in the federal investigation. Not just that, we're told she's cooperating as are others who've sued him. Sources with direct knowledge tell us Cassie is among the witnesses the feds have been in contact with in connection with the Diddy investigation. We're told she's been working with investigators for several weeks, presumably even before Diddy's homes were raided. That she will have good layout of all of those homes. Would she not? Like, she would have a good knowledge of the layout of the home. So I'm pretty sure, she can direct the federal agents where everything is, where servers are, where hard drives are, like the whole shebang about. So, before Diddy's home was raided, given the timing, it seems Cassie may have helped the feds establish probable cause to get a judge to sign off on the search warrants. Other women were told have also been in contact with federal investigators. We don't know what Cassie has told the feds, but presumably it mirrors the lawsuit she filed against Diddy, in which he alleged he forced her to have sex with multiple male prostitutes, R-wording her, and beat her and plied her with drugs and alcohol over the course of their relationship. She also alleged he engaged in sex trafficking. Diddy denied her claims but settled a day after she filed her lawsuit. As we all know, Cassie was in a long-term relationship with Diddy for about 10 years before they split in 2018. Her current husband is Diddy's former trainer. Unclear at this point which of the other women have also been cooperating with the feds. Well, I hope that the lady who said that she was 17 at the time when he flew her out from Detroit to New York City and they was in his studio, I hope she's one of the ones. Because to be honest, that story seems a little more plausible than what the other two or whatever. So there's 5 altogether. I don't know if Tiffany Red has filed hers yet, but I believe hers is coming if we take Sloan Bella's word for it. She said a red-haired woman will be putting the final nail in the coffin of Diddy's whole thing. So and she said April, like around mid-April is gonna be that time. So well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait on it. So with that being said, she's working with the authorities. Like I said, I hope Cassie is, but the plausible lawsuits to me personally are Cassie's, the lady who said she was 17, and Lil Rod's, because unlike Cassie's, the lady who was 17 and Little Rod actually had pictures. So, you know, Diddy denied those allegations with the 17-year-old chick. That's when he started making those posts on Instagram saying enough is enough or whatever. But he never denied. Well, he did deny that it happened, but he didn't specifically pinpoint that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like, that's not true. That's a lie. He just said, hey, enough is enough. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all trying to fuck up my legacy and all this other stuff. But let's look at it through this lens. How's it that Diddy of all people is getting probed right now? Like, there has to be something. Like, we were supposed to get the list of Jeffrey Epstein's client list in February. This is when we were supposed to get it, in February. They told us in November we were supposed to get it in January. Once January came, they told us, well, we'll release it in February. February came, nothing happened. But that's when Little Rod's lawsuit came out, was in February, I believe. It was January, February. So we've been dealing with this entire Diddy saga since like mid-November. So my thoughts on this is my thoughts on that is this. Since there's high-profile people that's probably on the Epstein client list, they're probably weeding out some people by way of Diddy. Because Diddy probably partied in the same spaces as Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy probably knew some of the same people, but not everybody was at everyone who was on that was on the Epstein client list is someone who partied at a Diddy party. So they're probably going to give us the small fish when it comes to this Diddy stuff, and all the big fish is going to be kept under wraps. That's my thought process on this. We're supposed to get the Jeffrey Epstein list. They're not going to release the list. What they're going to do is give us the small fish that was on the Epstein list by way of Diddy's probe in his sex trafficking and stuff like that. So, to me, is it a possibility that Diddy might go to jail? I would say it's a possibility because of everything that, you know, Diddy probably has accomplished and, you know, has done for you know, the quote unquote Illuminati, or whoever you want to call these people. There's probably a possibility that, you know, he could, in a way, get away with this. But only time will tell, and we'll have to see what happens come mid-April. So, let's get back to the article. What was that? Her current husband is Diddy's phone. Okay, unclear at this point which of the other women have also cooperated with the feds. We also don't know if Diddy's ex-employee, Rodney Jones, has been interviewed at this point. Diddy has called the allegations against him in the raids a witch hunt. For now, he hasn't been arrested or charged with a crime, but two of his sons have lawsuits on them, which Christian Combs, King Combs, as he's known in the rap industry, he just got one put on him. And audio just came out. I don't have that audio because, to me, Christian is a small fish when it comes to all of this. Like, his dad's the mastermind. He's a small fish. He just followed orders, in my opinion. So it's like what he's gone through or what Justin's gone through is a bunch of bullshit to me. Like, they'll deal with what they got to deal with. Diddy will probably pay all the court costs and all that, and then whatever happens after that. So, let's get into this last video, and we'll see what we have for random topics.
So P. Diddy is...
Hold on.
Investigator.
Hold on. I'm going to play you this TikTok.
Lawsuit against Diddy.
Man is making.
So on March 29th, Russell Green, the private investigator mentioned in Little Rod's lawsuit against Diddy, reached out to Vicky May. Yes, the same private investigator who allegedly harassed an 8-year-old for information about her dad. She only reads what she sees and she doesn't add to it. So the video I'm about to play for you is the conversation between Vicky and Mr. Russell Green, the private investigator that Diddy allegedly hired to pursue information about Rodney Jones.
Hi, Russell. This is Victoria. I got your email.
Hey, Victoria, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I got sent your TikTok, Diddy.
Uh-huh.
Are you okay to speak with me about that?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Obviously, we're not in court right now. We're going to be in court in front of you. But the information that you're covering, in addition to involving me, is 100% inaccurate.
Sorry.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I didn't hear you saying anything.
Okay, so is there a reason that you're calling me? Because as mentioned in the video, all of this is alleged, and I made that clear in the video. Nothing is as listening to anybody who follows me, they know this is just his version of events. Nothing in this docket is fact or fiction until obviously it's proven in court. But only.
Okay, before she continues, I want everybody to pay attention to Tasha K. Every time Tasha K says something about somebody, she always ends her statements in allegedly. I need you guys to understand this when it comes to her court case with Cardi B. Just because you say allegedly doesn't mean that you saying allegedly is going to protect you in court. That's why I don't say allegedly with any of the things that I said. I make sure that they're my own opinion and it just sounds like a bunch of inquisitive nonsense. Well, really, I'll be spot on with some shit. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I need a DJ horn on that. My shit be on point. But anyway, just want everybody who wants to be a YouTuber out there, if you're going to be talking about celebrities and people and stuff that happen, just make sure when you talk about the things that you talk about, you have something in front of you that is a document of said things of what you're talking about, and or you have it to where you're not have something to where you're not making things up to where you can be subpoenaed in the court for false accusations, right? So my understanding, she's a TikToker. She went over the Little Rod court filings, or not court filings, lawsuit, and she read everything word for word, and then she probably started the video by saying, "All this is alleged. All this is a fact. Is nor fact or fiction. We won't know until there's court proceedings." Which is a good cover, but I will say this: since it's a good cover, doesn't mean that you are able to imply or include anything that didn't happen that isn't stated in the paperwork. When I read the lawsuit, I have to update the lawsuit as well. It's just that I've already read the lawsuit. It's no point of reading it again because they just took out a company in a name, and then they added in some people into the lawsuit, and that's it. It's no reason to go over it again. So, anyway, let's get back to the video.
The thing I did was read what was in the docket, so I didn't insinuate that it was true. I just read what was listed.
Yeah, I just want to talk to you as a journalist, as what you're doing, or the entertainment that you're doing. You're actually causing a little bit more harm than good. And what I want to share with you, I understand you keep using the word allegedly. The problem is that the way that you're covering it sends a different message. And I just want to caution you that this is a very real investigation. This is not entertainment. The text messages that you're covering, the text message, the way that you're presenting it, matter of fact, even what you said was inaccurate. The text message that you're referring to in your story, if you go back and listen to it, doesn't even go with the story that you're giving. It's a different text message.
Sir, I'm not giving anything, sir. I'm reading what's literally on the screenshot of the paper. If there's an issue with how it's written, that would be a question you have with Tyrone Blackburn. He's the one who wrote it. So I'm just literally, once again, I'm not a journalist. All I'm doing is literally reading what's on the paper and literally reading it to the audience. All of this is public information. I understand why you're calling and you're saying it's inaccurate, which I appreciate. So now I know going forward, you will not ever be mentioned. You're only mentioning that small piece, so I get that part. But I'm not insinuating. So
just listen to me very carefully. Okay. Go back and.
So basically what I'm seeing here is a scare tactic. So, okay, the video that I'm playing now, I didn't play the beginning part of this because I didn't feel as though it was important. But I'll bring it up anyway. So, I don't know who the YouTuber is who's covering this topic, but he said that Diddy is fighting back now towards content creators here on not just YouTube, but on Instagram and on TikTok. Maybe Facebook as well. So what he's doing, I guess Diddy is targeting certain people who talk about the lawsuits, and I guess he's getting his private investigator to investigate these videos to see what they're saying, to see if they have anything that can be brought up in court, or if he can file a lawsuit against these people. Now, all people that I've been seeing, most people, not all, but most people that I've watched that cover this Diddy saga is they're reading the lawsuit. That's all they're doing. They're reading the lawsuit. They're saying some funny stuff in between, and they're basically saying, well, you know, if this happened and that happened, blah 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 blah, this and that, whatever. And that's what they're giving. They're only giving what's on the page, and they're going over it and talking about the portions that they're stopping at with their audience and what their audience thinks about what they just read. That's all that I've seen that has happened. Now, there are some other ones out there who basically take the lawsuit, spin it on its head, and basically make up a lot of other bullshit, whatever. Now, the footnotes of the lawsuit have names redacted in the actual lawsuit, but at the footnotes it gives hints at certain things, such as famous rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, famous R&B singer who just performed at the Super Bowl and had a Las Vegas residency. If you can't put two and two together, then I don't know what the hell you're doing. So, you know, with those hints, we go, oh, this person, oh, that person. And they move on. Now, I don't know any other Philly rappers that Nicki Minaj has dated within the past 10 years, other than Meek Mills. I don't know any other R&B singer who has had a Vegas residency who also performed at the Super Bowl. And was recent, other than Usher. So that's all that we have to go off of. Those are the hints that Tyrone Blackburn has put out there. We can only run with what he wrote. So if Diddy is trying to get certain content creators out the paint because it's looking bad for him, then I think that's something that he should take up with his God and whoever the hell he prays to. Whoever the hell that person or, you know, that entity might be. So, whatever.
listen to what you put out there, and then look at the text message that you're referring to. And I will remind you of this. You're looking at a screenshot of something that is incomplete. A lot is incomplete.
Okay, so that yeah, and I get you. And once again, that would be, this conversation would be with Tyrone Blackburn. I didn't write the docket. I only recorded it. Like, I didn't write that.
Well, I understand, but I would hope, and trust me, it's being dealt with Blackburn, judges and attorneys and all that. But again, if you want to have any credibility, not just run an entertainment site. If you want to have any credibility in what you're doing or what you're saying, instead of just saying alleged, you're really going to be mindful and careful of what you're putting out there and do a little bit more research. If you do a little bit more research, I think it's going to change your opinion, and it's also going to change how you promote what you're doing.
Now, I will say this to what he just said. Okay, if we do a little bit more research on it, we have the document to go off of. That's one piece of research we can use. The other piece of research we can use is not only the lawsuits, but it's also videotapes of, I forgot the white guy's name, but he basically was like, yeah, you know, I was at this party and P. Diddy was there and rapper Rick Ross was there and this person's gay and that person's gay. I saw this and that, and we all wrote it off as him being crazy. But in the lawsuits, it states that Diddy was doing the same things that man alleged. So if that's not enough research for you, I don't know what is. We can delve deeper when we go into we can go into songs as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any Diddy songs off the top of my hand, but the top of my head, but I can say this when it comes to Diddy. He did a song with R. Kelly back in the day. That's been getting a lot of flack recently because R. Kelly has came out and said that Diddy didn't do anything that's being alleged against him. Nigga, how the fuck you gonna take up for somebody when your punk ass is in jail right now for doing one of the same exact things, but not at the scale that Diddy's doing it on, but one of the same exact things that Diddy is doing right now. You're in jail for it. RICO. Now, he got raided for sex trafficking and racketeering. Racketeering is part of a RICO charge, which is a charge for an organization or crime syndicate. So, got to put two and two together at that point. The only person that went down in R. Kelly's behalf is R. Kelly. It seems as though that Diddy's being probed, but no one else is. So they're trying to capture the head of the snake. They don't want the body, they want the head, which is Diddy. So I don't know how much research we need at this point, but we got all that we need when it comes to the lawsuits and everything else.
You don't have to do what I'm telling you. I'm letting you know it's 100% fabricated, and all you're doing is recirculating something that's 100% fabricated. And I can't go into any more details of everything.
Right, because this is an active investigation. Right, yeah.
But I'm just letting you know, I'm giving you a heads up. I'm trying to help you. I don't have to make this call, but I'm trying to help you. Be very careful the way that you're promoting this. And just go back and do some of your research. Do some research. You're smart. I see what you're doing. I understand what you're doing. I totally get it. But just because you say alleged, there's still some responsibility that comes with what you're doing. It's not a game, not entertainment. No, it's entertainment on your part. This is not entertainment. This is a real criminal investigation. And so if you just take a little bit of time, do some research on the people that you're covering and the validity of what's being said and what you're putting out there, I think you're going to have a much, much better story than what you're putting out there right now.
Yeah, I hear you, and I appreciate the call. You enjoy the rest of your day.
And luckily, this woman is not buying.
All right, hold on. Was that the end of it? Okay. Cool.
And Diddy's a big man. He has money.
Why not reach out to CNN? Why not reach out to Fox News? Why not reach out to Blackburn? Why reach out to a TikTok? Because to me, you just let us know some things that we didn't know. First and foremost, you let us know that you are actually the PI that Diddy hired. Thank you for telling us, because we didn't really know that. It's all alleged right now. But thank you for confirming that for us. On top of that, you also let us know that there are more text messages out there, not just the screenshots that we have on this lawsuit. Really appreciate that information.
And this is how a lot of people were scared of him.
All right. So, the PI basically did what he wasn't supposed to do, and that is to show himself. If you're a private investigator, your purpose is to stay private, because we're not supposed to know if Diddy starts filing lawsuits against people. We're not supposed to know where this information came from until the end of the case. Well, you know, when the news gets it and they're like, oh, well, Diddy hired a PI and he got this information, that information, and he scoured various social media sites and got certain information from people and certain things stuck and stuff like that. But since he showed his hand, there's not much more he can do at this point, other than thank Diddy for his for hiring him and then go on with his life at this point. Because since we know who you are now, and we can pinpoint a voice to a name, all we got to do is look you up on Google, and boom, there you are. But that concludes tonight's main topic of the night. Let's get into some random topics of the week. So tonight's random topics of the week are: Carlee Russell pleads guilty and Lizzo says, I quit. So Carlee Russell, she was in court, I think a couple weeks ago. I didn't get to cover this when it happened, but Carlee Russell was in court a couple weeks ago and she pled guilty to all charges, but she's getting no jail time for it. She's just getting community service, and that's it. But you know, she spent up a pretty penny in the state of Alabama, and you know, all she's getting is probation. If it's fair, it's fair. So I get this article from NPR, and it says Carlee Russell pleads guilty and avoids jail time after falsely reporting kidnapping. So let's get into this video.
Carlee Russell, the Alabama woman who admitted to faking her own abduction, pleaded guilty.
You may remember this story. It made national headlines. Yeah. The courts ruled it a misdemeanor. That, coupled with the guilty plea, will save her from having to go to jail. Before entering that plea, Russell apologized for planning her own kidnapping. She also asked the judge for grace and forgiveness before sentencing. Russell will serve 1 year probation. She'll have to work 100 hours of community service. She also has to pay back nearly $18,000 in restitution for the search. The police chief not happy with the sentencing.
I'm very disappointed in the decision not to give any jail time. She gave an apology today, and unfortunately, to me, it's like 7-8 months late. I don't know why we didn't hear that back in July.
When asked about the restitution, the police chief said, quote, the real figure should probably be at least $40,000 to $50,000.
All right. So, getting into this, Carlee Russell, the former Alabama nursing student who went missing for 2 days last July after telling 911 she found a stranded toddler, has pleaded guilty to criminal charges related to falsely reporting her kidnapping. Russell has admitted that she was not kidnapped and did not see a young child on the side of the interstate. In the Jefferson County, Alabama Circuit Court Thursday, Russell pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts for filing a false police report. She was ordered to pay nearly $18,000, of which Candace Owens said, I will sit down with you personally. I will give you the $18,000 restitution if you tell me your story. And she hasn't taken it, which is stupid because all you gotta do is sit down, do an hour to an hour and a half interview. You can just bullshit through it as well. Get the $18,000, pay the restitution, and then get on with your life. But, I guess she hasn't obliged to Candace Owens yet. But anyway, $18,000 in restitution, was sentenced to 12 months of supervised probation, community service, and evidence of continued mental health counseling. During the sentencing, Judge David Carpenter, hold on. Judge David Carpenter also suspended Russell's 2 6-month sentences and said it would be a waste of government resources to put her in jail. One of the most expensive things the government does is incarcerate people. We need to, which I believe each inmate costs around like $15,000. So he feels though that $15,000 is a waste of government resources. Then I'll say that the judge made a good decision. To the person who spoke before Carlee, she doesn't feel the same though. But let's keep going. We need to reserve our jail for people who are genuinely a threat to the community, he said. Although we are very upset about what you've done, you're not a threat to the community. For the first time, the 26-year-old spoke in court as she tearfully apologized to the community for her actions last summer, and this is what she had to say.
I am extremely remorseful for the panic, fear, and various range of negative emotions that were experienced across the nation.
Carlee Russell giving a tearful apology in court today, pleading guilty after faking her own kidnapping. But thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Sherry Falk. You may remember Russell turned herself into the Hoover City Jail last July. She told police she lied about seeing a baby on the side of...
For the first time since she faked her own abduction last summer, we heard Carlee Russell speak. After pleading guilty, she made an emotional plea for leniency in sentencing.
My sincerest apologies to the Hoover Police Department and every other law enforcement agency and personnel for the position that I put them in and for the resources used. I absolutely regret my decision, and in hindsight wish that I had cried for help in a totally different manner.
In the end, Judge David Carpenter sentenced Carlee Russell to a total of a year in jail, but suspended that sentence, so she'll be on probation instead. A disappointing end to this case for the state attorney general's office, which stepped in to prosecute the case. They had hoped Russell would at least come clean with the details of what happened during the almost 48 hours she was missing.
Ms. Russell faked the kidnapping, duped the community, and contrived this situation. We still, Judge, don't know to this day where she was, how she got there, what she was doing, and with whom she was doing it with.
That's a good point, because she was gone for 49 hours. So, with that being said, where was she that entire time? Who was she with? Who did she plan her kidnapping with? Because she did leave behind her favorite snacks and her wig. Now, we know black women, the only time we know black women, most black women are missing is when they ain't got their wig on. I go in a frenzy when I see my mom's wig on her dresser. I be like, where the hell is my mother at? Then she pops up out of the bathroom. Like, what the hell are you looking for? I'm looking for you. You ain't got your head on. Like, I'm sitting here trying to look for you and shit. Like, anyway, that was a dry ass joke right there. Let's keep going.
Russell was also ordered to serve 100 hours of community service and pay restitution of right at $18,000 to the city of Hoover as compensation for the search efforts. Police Chief Nick Durzis was not impressed.
The $17,800, whatever the restitution, is not really close to really what the restitution should be. And bottom line, there should be consequences for your actions. It appears to me here the consequences are for the parents, because I would assume that they're the ones that are going to have to pay for this.
Well, yeah, because she's not working. Plus, she was kicked out of school for this. I guess her parents will be paying for it. But I'm saying, I still say Carlee looked good. Carlee looked damn good. Anyway, let's continue. Russell was ordered to attend a review hearing on October, which will follow up on the amount of restitution that has been paid in the community service she has served. State's attorney Clark Morris, or what's her real name? I guess her real name is Clark Morris, argued during a sentencing that Russell should be given jail time despite the charges being misdemeanors. This case has always been about respect for law enforcement and respect for this community as a whole, Morris said. Miss Russell faked a kidnapping, duped the community, and contrived this situation. We judge still don't know the day where she was, how she got there, what she was doing, and with whom she was doing it with, she said. So with that being said, due to Carlee's negligence, this is what's going on in Alabama law at this point.
Following Carlee Russell's guilty plea and sentencing, officials say that bills are making their way through the state legislature to make lying to law enforcement a felony, and they're confident that it could become law soon.
WVTM 13's Gladys Bautista live and local in Birmingham tonight with that part of the story. Gladys.
Good evening, Guy and Sherry. Well, the chief counsel to the Attorney General's office says with this sentencing, the case is officially closed and essentially the saga is over. They also say that there will likely be lasting effects of this in the form of a law. Strong words from Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis Thursday following Carlee Russell's admission of guilt in faking her kidnapping last summer.
Happy that it's over. Disappointed that there will be no jail time whatsoever.
Instead of jail time, a judge handed down a sentence of 1 year of probation, 100 hours of community service, along with paying nearly $18,000 in restitution. Birmingham attorney Eric Guster believes this punishment fits the crime.
On a typical case, there would not be jail time. The issue with this case, it got so much attention, and there were a lot of resources that were used to find her, although she wasn't missing. However, many hours of community service. She lives in jail right now because she can't go to a basketball game. She can't go to the mall.
But for those with a hand in this case, like Chief Counsel to the Attorney General Katherine Robertson, that issue of the large response for what they later learned was a lie.
We've always said we thought this should carry some prison sentence. We knew that was probably unlikely. It's a misdemeanor. We knew that coming in. I think we all learned something new, that our law was really weak when it came to false reporting to police.
But that all could soon change with bills now making their way through the state legislature.
This should be a felony, and I think we're headed that direction. So hopefully if anybody does anything like this again, then they'll be prosecuted in a different manner.
Not only would the penalties for false reporting be upgraded,
that bill would also extensively expand the available restitution we could see.
Chief Durzis says while Russell is set to pay $18,000, the total cost of the police department's efforts were upwards of between $40,000 to $50,000.
What she's going to pay is not nearly the real cost involved, and I think that if this ever happens again, which hopefully it won't, there won't be that loophole there.
Guster believes there could be a downside to this legislative work.
These types of things happen all the time. She should not have faked this abduction to get attention or whatever she was screaming for help for. However, when we make stricter laws based upon one incident, it's very, very difficult to draw that back.
But for Dirt,
I will say this. It was a cry for help from her to her boyfriend because her boyfriend was cheating on her. She thought that if I go missing, then he'll jump into action to come and find me, of which he did. He was the first person out there talking like, yo, we gotta find her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love her. Like, we need to get out there and help find her and stuff like that. This is what she looks like. He was the main dude that pushed all this forward. Then she gets home to her parents, and then her parents is like, where the hell were you? And she's like, well, I was kidnapped. And I saw a window, and it was all untrue. So, if this law goes through, then that means that the next person who wants to be funny, like Carlee Russell, they might do upwards of maybe 7-8 years in jail for this. So, you know what I'm saying? They're going to sit down and have to think about their actions. Now, I wonder this. Would they be able to reopen Carlee's case because she enacted or she's the precipice of this law being drawn up and enacted and stuff like that. So that's my question. Will they try to reopen Carlee's case later down the line and see if they can prosecute her for her false crimes? So that's the only question that I have with that.
Resist.
There should be consequences for your actions.
Durzis and Robertson say that they work closely with lawmakers in drafting those bills, and they hope to see success getting them to the governor's desk. Live in Birmingham for...
All right. Now, let's move on to the next topic, and that is from The Hill. Lizzo lashes out after lawsuit. I quit. So this is what Lizzo had to say about that.
Turn up the music.
Oh.
I just need to clarify.
Oh.
Turn up.
The Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter making a career out of her uplifting anthems.
I decided to dedicate my life to making positive music.
But now fans are wondering if the Grammy winner has gone silent. Lizzo posting an emotional message on Instagram, writing in part, "I'm getting tired of putting up with getting dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I didn't sign up for this. I quit."
She's always been critically acclaimed, beloved by her fans. So I think that it's such a huge moment that she's saying that she's potentially stepping away from the music industry. It's definitely a shift from the Lizzo that we first got to know and that we've known for a few years now.
It's unclear whether the 35-year-old is referring to quitting the entertainment industry, social media, or public life entirely. This statement coming 2 months after the singer's attempt to dismiss a sexual harassment lawsuit filed against her by 3 of her former background dancers was denied. Lizzo now facing 2 lawsuits accusing her of creating a hostile work environment, detailing allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior, assault, and harassment. Those dancers speaking to our Janae Norman last year.
I voluntarily left on my own accord because the treatment was just so disgusting on everyone's part. It was so blatant.
Lizzo denying all charges against her, on Thursday performing at a record-breaking $26 million fundraiser for President Biden's campaign. 1 day later, posting that statement on Instagram, leaving some wondering whether Lizzo's post is a direct result of backlash against her for performing at that high-power event.
This is going after her personality as a singer, her money, her reputation, who she has put herself out in the public eye for many years. So to have that challenged and to have to become accustomed to this new norm of having a civil lawsuit over her head. That stress can be daunting on an individual.
Watch breaking.
All right. Well, don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time. Like like it's that simple. Like, come on now. All right. So the article states that pop star Lizzo lashed out on social media following backlash over lawsuits from her former employees who accused the artist of fostering a hostile work environment, saying she's tired of being dragged. So this is what she had to say when it comes to that. Here's her statement. By Lizzo herself, this is what she had to say. Let me blow that up a little bit more for you guys. Why is this acting funny? Alright, this is what she says. I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. All I want to make all I want is to make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. That sounds a little suicidal, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't have put that in there, but let's just read it for what it is. I'm consistently up against lies being told about me for clout and views, being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look. My character being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this shit. I quit. Peace out. Now, I can understand why somebody is hurt by, the words being said about them. But this is exactly what you signed up for, Lizzo. This isn't something that is for the faint of heart. You're in the music industry. With that being said, everyone gets talked about. Like, look at Diddy right now. He's going through hell right now. But you have to grow some thick skin. Okay? You're fat, you're a woman, and you're outspoken. And you're black. You have a lot of things up against you. So for you to be all soft and be like, I'm gonna quit because no one likes me. So the fuck what? Make your music and then shut the hell up afterwards. Anyway, Lizzo born Melissa Vivian Jefferson. I wonder if she's related to me at all. Also claimed she would quit the music business, adding, "I did not sign up for this shit." Her emotional post comes just 2 days after after she performed at a multi-million-dollar fundraiser held by President Biden. An attorney for the former backup dancer who filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against her in August criticized the performance. It's shameful that Lizzo would be chosen to headline an event like this amid such egregious allegations. Well, this is the Democratic Party we're talking about. They're doing some egregious shit right now. So, attorney Ron Zambrano told News Nation, which is also owned by The Hill's parent company, Next Star Media Group, without getting into the policies or politics, I think this is. Yeah, politics. I can't imagine why anyone would want Lizzo representing them in any way, giving her, hold on. Reprehensible behavior, he added. Well, this is Biden we're talking about. Biden isn't really doing too well in the polls. So He needs all of the star-studded crew out there to help him get reelected as president again, of which it's not working out in his favor. Just saying. Now, it's just a terrible look in their lawsuit. The former dancers, let's get them up here. Former dancers Ariana Davis, Noel Rodriguez, and Crystal Williams accused Lizzo, her production company, and other employees of creating a hostile, abusive work environment and making their working conditions intolerable. Attorneys for Lizzo have said that the dancers were rightfully fired due to poor conduct, and she filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit in October. Plaintiffs missed flights and arrived late and hungover to rehearsals and drunk to performances. But who's giving them the alcohol though? Like, come on now. Entered into consensual sexual relationships with male crew members on tour, exhibited a rapid decline in the quality of their dancing and professionalism, and ultimately conspired to make and disseminate an unauthorized recording of a creative meeting with Lizzo in the dance cast. On October filing reads, according to Rolling Stone. But okay, I covered this lawsuit in the beginning. So the reason why they were showing up drunk and shit at rehearsals is because Lizzo invited them out. That's what the lawsuit stated. That Lizzo invited these girls out. They were in Amsterdam, and Lizzo was egging these women on to touch a female performer on stage with their hands and other objects. So if they got fired for something that Lizzo did to them, wouldn't this lawsuit be valid for these three young ladies? And despite the fact if crew members are, was messing with them, you're on tour for how long? Like 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months, maybe. You're gonna start getting close to people around you. It happens everywhere. It happens at the workplace, of which that was, and it happens other places as well, such as your neighborhood and stuff like that. You're acceptable to the people around you, so therefore you'll date the people that are around you. So the people that they were, messing with was people that they ultimately worked with at the end of the day. So where's the issue? There wasn't a clause in their contracts that stated that they weren't allowed to date people that they were working with, then the issue will be this. You should have put a clause in their contracts that stated they are not to mess with anybody that they work with, sexual, whatever. That should have been the case. Since that wasn't the case, that's the reason why Lizzo has a case on her. So the only thing that I can say about that is Lizzo is a big sack of shit. I need to start making that more available to where I'm at. But anyway, let's move on to this last video that I had for you guys of Lizzo explaining herself of why she said she quit.
I just need to clarify.
Lizzo isn't backing down after an emotional social media post on March 29th announcing she seemingly wants to quit the entertainment industry. The Good as Hell singer says she wants to clarify what she meant, sharing this video to Instagram on April 2nd.
I want to make this video because I just need to clarify.
One moment. Lizzo, you said in your statement that you're tired of having people make fun of you. Hold on. Let me get that part of it. Says why? Okay, she says that she was constantly up against lies told about her for clout and views, being the butt of the joke of every single time because of how I look. Lizzo. If you're tired of people making fun of how you look, why do something like this? Because this is unwarranted. Like, why are you standing there damn near half naked? Now, although you probably was at the pool or you probably getting dressed for whatever, but why are you looking like this? Trying to explain yourself, because this is exactly where you become the butt of people's jokes. No one's taking you seriously for the simple fact that you are looking like this while trying to convey a message of why you said the things that you said. If I'm wrong, then I'll apologize for it. But the evidence is here. Anyway, let's see what she had to say.
When I say I quit, I mean I quit giving any negative energy attention. What I'm not going to quit is the joy of my life, which is making music, which is connecting to people. Because I know I'm not alone. In no way, shape, or form am I the only person who is experiencing that negative voice that seems to be louder than the positive. If I can just give one person the inspiration or motivation to stand up for themselves and say they quit letting negative people win, negative comments win, then I've done even more than I could have hoped for.
Adding that the love she's received over the past few days since her emotional posts have meant the world to her.
Once again, I just want to say thank you. The love that I've received means more than you know.
The About Damn Time singer shocked fans on social media March 29th when she announced she seemingly quit the entertainment industry, writing in the Instagram post,
Alright, that's not important. But I will say this. I do know a few people that would give Lizzo the time and day because of how she looks. Just saying.
Bruh.
Like, some guys like how Lizzo looks. So, which I believe Lizzo's dating somebody right now. So, where's the issue, lady? Like, why are you worried about what other people are saying about you if you got a man by your side that loves you? It's not making any sense to me right now, but it's like, why do you care about what other people are saying about you? So, I don't know. I could be wrong about all of this because I ain't got a dog in this fight. But anyway, let me get some things set up so I can All right. So wrapping this up. Take this down. Bring the next thing up. All right, so we're about to head into the real quick moment because that completes the random topics portion of the day. Do y'all wash y'all's cheese at all? Like, I came across this video on Twitter. I thought it was very disturbing. So since I had to sit through it, y'all got to sit through it as well. So he put a strainer in a bowl of water, took his cheese, and he's washing it, which doesn't make any sense. Now, he is showing that there's some, the water becomes cloudy and all of that, and, there's some, he strained some stuff off of him. I'm saying he because I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but all right. Sargento has came out and said that they use anti-caking agents so that the cheese doesn't clump up together once it's shipped. So what you see there is the cellulose, or it was something else. It was another non-caking agent. I think they say either corn. It was cornstarch and cellulose or something like that they add to the cheese during the processing of it so it doesn't clump up. So, okay, that makes sense. But there should be no reason why you're washing the cheese. But due to health concerns and additives that people know about that shouldn't be on foods or in foods, I can see why you took the cellulose off because I believe cellulose is wood shavings or something like that. So I can understand that. All right, getting into the last topic, the bearded lady.
No one's gonna be a boy.
Now, the bearded lady wants to start dating. Let's see what she has to say about that.
No one's gonna marry you, Hernam. Like, you have a beard. No one's gonna date you, Hernam. You have a beard. No one's gonna be your boyfriend, Hernam. You have a beard. You are not a preference to a lot of men. And then I'll get like really feminine men message me, but that's not who I'm attracted to. Hannah, I like really masculine men because I am very soft. I'm so different to what you see like on TV. You know, on TV.
I've never seen you on TV.
I mean, but no, generally you'll see, oh, she's strong. She's, what she's talking about is very powerful. Whatever people say. But then at home, I'm very quiet. I'm very feminine. I'm very soft. People don't get to see that side of me. But no, it has been difficult. Where I wanted to be married and have kids, I would never be a single mom. That's not what I've ever wanted. No one's gonna.
I know what you can do to find love. Join the circus. That was so fucked up. That was so fucked up. That was fucked up that I said that. But come on, man, I'm being honest. What man was to hold a woman down that got a beard? Like, come on. I don't even know Shorty name. What's Shorty name again? What's her name? I have no idea what her name is, but I believe she says her name in the beginning. Harnam. So I can't introduce you to my homies. Hari, I just call you Hari for short. Hey fellas, what's up? This is my baby Osama. Like, I can't do that. Because my homie's going to pull me to the side and be like, nigga. Bruh. My homie's gonna pull me aside and be like, nigga, your girl beard thicker than yours, homie. And where does she get that shit shaped up at? Bruh. Like, she just doesn't have a beard. She has a mustache as well. That's throwing me entirely off. That's making me believe that she could be a hermaphrodite. But from what I understand, I believe she has a genetic disorder.
I want the baby because I.
Shit. How the hell did I get there? Okay, here we go. So, I believe it's said down here somewhere that she has a genetic disorder of some sort. She's a Sikh, blah, blah. This is a woman whose body naturally grows a beard and she is comfortable with it. That is exact opposite of what the gender junkies. Anyway, from what I've heard, she has a genetic disorder that makes her grow hair on her face. Now, what type of genetic disorder that is, I have no idea. This woman has a beard because of PCOS, and she stopped removing her facial hair for religious reasons. Bruh. I'm a Muslim as well. I know the rules. Shave the mustache, trim the beard. I understand that, but that doesn't go for women. It only goes for men. So, I guess is this right here? Wilker has referred her conversation to Sikhism at age 16 as one of the reasons she stopped removing her facial hair. She describes herself as spiritual rather than religious. Traditionally, Sikhism forbids the cutting of hair. She continues to wear her turban on the other hand, covering, which is a custom of traditions in Islam, but there's a separation though. There's a separation between men and women in the Quran, and it states it as well. So, okay, she has a hormone imbalance. Does she have a beard because of a imbalance of her hormones, or is she taking testosterone? From what I heard, she has a genetic disorder that makes her grow a beard. Like, it's like there's no controlling of it. Like, she just grows a beard. Well, facial hair, I should say. But this woman says, Jackie Shea. I went to school for a chick named Jackie Shea. Apparently, she has PCOS. In this odd world of ours, it's unfortunate that the beard makes her look like she's attempting to gender bend. But I don't think. Well, let's look up what the hell PCOS is. Okay, key points. PCOS is a very common hormone problem for women in childbearing age. Women with PCOS may not ovulate, have high levels of androgens, and have many small cysts on the ovaries. PCOS can cause missed or irregular menstrual periods, excess hair growth, acne, infertility, and weight gain. So she has basically a disorder that basically throws her hormones off, essentially. So I feel bad for her. I do. I feel bad for her that she wants to, be a woman. She wants to, bear children for her husband. She wants to be married and stuff like that. But shorty, just because you're a Sikh doesn't mean that you don't or you can't shave your beard and keep that bitch in check as well. So, I don't know. Maybe if she takes that advice, then we'll be hitting home runs after that. Because but she still has to deal with her, her hormone imbalance and also, bearing children, what she can do because, if she has a hormone imbalance, then that can also kill the child while she's bearing it as well. But anyway, people, that concludes today's show. Let's get into a show summary. So I spoke about the woman that that thought that she could manipulate men, which I told you I will walk circles around her ass. And she basically gave some nonsense about, I can do this and that, and if he thinks this, then I'll do that. It wouldn't work on me, but I'm just saying. Then we got into Fresh from Fresh and Fit, aka Walter Weeks, and his issue with him lying to females. I hope he learns his lesson at this point, because the more he keeps lying, the more and more, if he gets these women pregnant, that the more child support he'll have to pay. Also, got into the whole Albie Shore stuff with him alleging that Diddy had something to do with his coma in 2022. He says a documentary is coming, and I will be waiting on that documentary just to see what he has to say when it comes to that subject. Also got into Cassie helping federal agents with their investigation against Diddy, and I guess she told them enough information that made them do a raid on all of his homes. Now, some reports said it was just 2. Some reports said 3. We don't know. We just got what we got through articles and news reporting. So we can only run with what we got. Then I got into Carlee Russell in the random topics portion, her pleading guilty, of which she will not be spending any jail time. But I believe that if you do the crime, you got to do the time. But I guess the judge didn't think that way, so we're out of the weeds on that one. Well, Carlee Russell was out of the weeds once federal agents got there, but that's another story. Then I got into Lizzo saying that she quits, and then she rebunked that statement by saying she quits with looking at and having negative content come her way. She wants to live a positive life and all of this, because that's the reason why she started making music. But she doesn't see the accountability aspect of where she comes in on this, but women. Then, people starting to wash cheese now. I don't know if that's something that's really going on in the world, but people are washing cheese. And the bearded lady doesn't understand why men doesn't want to date her. So, if you join the circus, you'll find some other freaks like yourself that understand you well. But that's just what I think. Well, people, that concludes the late show tonight. How about we start getting into the promotions and getting you guys out here? So, with that being said, people, hope you guys have enjoyed your stay here, because I gotta go, because it's late. Usually I'm editing stuff, but I'm gonna have to cut some stuff out from earlier, because I know I'm already flagged by now. But people, every Friday, this here podcast usually comes on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys come through. Come and check me out. Check out all the other podcast topics I have covered in other videos. As I said, this comes on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. Saturday, my Saturday stream is on hiatus until I find a suitable game that I can actually sit down and start playing. And you guys come through and come check that out with me as well. So usually on Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I do a game stream. So like I said, it's on hiatus. So just check my community tab to see if I will be streaming. Usually I post it on Fridays. For you guys to know what I will be playing, so just check on that whenever I post that up. Can you people who are watching, go ahead and subscribe to this here channel, please. I want to get up there with everybody else because I want to start talking shit to all these motherfuckers that start looking down upon me. Because if you guys don't know, it's motherfuckers who steal my ideas and shit out there. I ain't gonna name any names, but I've been coming across some people who have been stealing some of my ideas and flipping them and utilizing them to their own gains. So that's what big YouTubers do, I guess. They steal small YouTubers who trying to come up ideas, and I wonder where Mr. Beast got all his shit from. Anyway, that is nothing to talk about. Subscribe to this here channel, hit the bell icon all to get all my notifications, and do me a favor, if you haven't downloaded Rumble, please download Rumble. And after you download Rumble, come back to any of my videos within the past, I'll say 2 years, and hit that Rumble link. Follow me over on Rumble. I would like to start simulcasting to both YouTube and Rumble, so please do me that favor. If you ever want to come up and come talk to me about any of the topics that I present, you can. By doing that, you can either hit the link, and you can hit the link because with the number, I'm having an issue with that. I saw that when I used it a few weeks ago, and my audio got lowered for some reason while the person I was talking with you could hear them well, but you couldn't hear me well. So phone numbers being cut off until further notice, but you can use the link to come up and come chat. But with that comes rules, and those rules are: rule number 1, you must be on camera at all times. That means here on the backstage into the viewing audience, if that is your choice. But rule number 2 says if you don't want to be on camera, that is fine. You still have to follow rule number 1. And rule number 3 is mute all background noise. Use corded headphones, please, for a better audio experience. Not for myself, but for the viewing audience. And with that being said, go to a nice secluded spot in your house. Turn me down, turn me off. Once you hit that link, and there's a question back here I would like for you guys to answer. Leave your name in a yes or no, and I will go from there. All right. And lastly, please like this video, subscribe if you're new here, hit that bell icon to all. Sorry, I'm getting tired, y'all. Once I go live or when I post a video, comment in the comment section once this video is done, and share this to your social medias. All right, and friends and family. With that being said, I got some words of wisdom, and that is focus on getting to the money, because we all know money makes the world go around. So, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do to get that money, but make sure it is legal. Also, drink more water for health purposes. Start working out as well. I need to start adding that in. Start working out. Better your life. Mind your own business for mental health purposes, because once you start taking on everybody else's problems, you don't focus on yourself. So learn how to be selfish. All right. And if y'all didn't believe a damn word I said tonight, then do your own research. Helps you out in the long run. I have been Marcus. This has been Marcus Speaks Live. People, until next time, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll check you guys out next week. Peace out, y'all.